When people look at life abroad, they usually explain outcomes in simple terms. Some people thrive, they build a routine, they seem calmer, more grounded, more in control. Others don't. They become isolated, anxious, disconnected, and eventually they go home. Or worse, they stay stuck. The usual explanations sound reasonable. Some people just adapt better. Some people are more social. Some people weren't cut out for it. And on the surface, that feels accurate. But those explanations describe results, not the system that produces them. To understand why people diverge abroad, you have to stop thinking in terms of personality and start thinking in terms of structural alignment. Most people move abroad thinking it's a reset, a clean slate, a fresh start, a way to escape pressure. But environments don't reset people, they amplify what's already there. If you have internal structure, the environment gives you space to expand. If you don't, the environment removes guardrails. And what looks like freedom at first often turns into drift. Here's the first real split. People who thrive abroad tend to generate agency internally. They make decisions, they initiate, they tolerate friction without outsourcing responsibility. People who fall apart unconsciously look for replacement systems, new routines, new communities, new crutches. When those don't appear automatically, they stall. Not because they're weak, but because they expected the environment to do work it never agreed to do. Back home, identity is reinforced constantly. Your role, your history, your reputation, your feedback loops. Abroad, most of that disappears. For some people, this is liberating. They rebuild intentionally. For others, it's destabilizing because identity wasn't chosen, it was supported. And when support vanishes, so does coherence. At this point, the obvious explanation appears. People say, so thriving abroad is about confidence, mindset, and resilience. But that explanation collapses quickly because many confident, capable people still quietly deteriorate abroad, which means the issue isn't strength, it's how pressure is metabolized. Here's the deeper distinction. People who thrive abroad treat friction as signal. People who fall apart treat friction as threat. One group asks, what is this environment revealing about how I operate? And the other group asks, why isn't this environment working for me? Same friction, opposite interpretations. The interpretation determines adaptation. This is why two people can live in the same country with the same income and experience completely different lives. Over time, the divergence compounds. Thrivers build leverage, they expand optionality, they internalize control. And the people that are falling apart, they reduce exposure, they narrow their routines, and they shrink ambition to fit comfort. The scary part is that both paths feel stable. One stabilizes upward, and the other stabilizes inward. And by the time the difference becomes obvious, reversal is expensive. So, thriving abroad isn't about being tougher or smarter or more adventurous. It's about whether your internal structure can survive without constant external reinforcement. Because living abroad doesn't save you, it reveals you. And once that revelation hardens into routine, the person who struggles isn't always the one who leaves. It's often the one who stays and quietly adapts to less than they're capable of.